Howdy. How do you replace this?
Play action fake. Barnes steps up. He's hits. Cashes Howell, his first sack. Barnes sacked again. Back at the 10-yard line. Barnes sacked again. Back at the 2. 3 consecutive sacks.
Resuscitate that man indeed. That is Cassius Howell. That is his 3-sack hat trick versus Utah State. 11 and a half sacks total for this man on the year. 2.5 more sacks versus Mississippi State, 2 versus LSU, and 1 apiece versus Auburn, Florida, Missouri, and South Carolina. Howdy. Welcome to the AggieCentral podcast. Now, in 2024, Elko pulled back the curtain to show Aggies something they haven't seen or felt since '98, when A&M had a chance at a berth to the SEC championship game. In 2025, he opened the curtain all the way, and we got to see the first act when we made the playoff. If we want to repeat that 11-1 performance, make it back to the playoff and see Act 2, Elko has to replace these 3 dudes. The first one you see there is Cassius. How do you replace that? That's huge numbers he's given us. That's 80 sack yards he gave us this year. Approximately 7 yards per sack. Have you considered, though? No sacks the last 3 games. No sacks versus Samford, no sacks versus Texas or Miami. Didn't record a sack versus Notre Dame either. So we needed him big in some of those games, and the sacks just weren't there. But maybe that's actually a positive note. We went 11-1 regular season. Miami wasn't a regular season game, so let's take that off the board. We still went 11-1 with no sacks versus Notre Dame from him or Texas. So maybe it's not that hard to replace. Okay? Take a look at it and work versus LSU.
Four-man rush. They twisted and they got home, and Cassius Howell has knocked down Nussbaum.
Absolute masterclass by this guy. He added 31 total tackles this year, y'all. 21 of those solo, 14 more TFLs. That's real production. That's real production. His value is in the drives that he stops, drive stoppers, in order. Turnovers, 10-yard penalties, sacks, 5-yard penalties, TFLs, and incompletions. Now, he gives you 2 out of the 5. 2 very important stoppers, since those are the 2 you can most directly control. This is the first in a series of pods I've got covering this. Today is all about understanding our top 3 producers we have to replace. It's time to sub the channel, y'all, so you can get the second installment, which is going to be cloning Cassius and how we will actually replace him. Okay? Can A&M replace this?
Quickly into space, Concepcion, blockers in front, and here he goes. KC says TD.
He's so fast. He's so fast. KC Concepcion is someone we will have to replace. 61 catches, 919 yards, 15.1 yards per catch, 9. Count them, 9 TDs. Add another rushing TD, 2 more punt return TDs for a total of 12 touchdowns. He's responsible for 84 points this year. Watch him work. Watch him work again.
Down against Elko.
And no surprise, they've been tough all year. Chadwick with a big boot. Concepcion backed up all the way to the 23 and breaks free. Look out. KC Concepcion still running. They're not going to catch him. KC Concepcion. Touchdown A&M, 79 yards.
He's just so smooth. He's so hard to tackle. 439 points for A&M this year, 84 of those from KC. That's nearly 20% of A&M's 2025 point total that we have to replace. That's all from him. The third video will be on the next KC. We have to replace KC. Some work left there. KC is not going to be easy to replace, but maybe it's more straightforward than Cassius, just depending on how you look at it. But we got more wide receivers. Maybe somebody can step up, but if we have somebody step up who's already there, we got to replace them too. Okay? It gets kind of complicated kind of quick. Now, how about this guy? Who is this guy? Here's the stats. 72 tackles, which led the team. 32 solo, 1 sack, 3 passes defended. Who is he? Take a second. Who is he? Is this who you were thinking of? All right, now I wanted you to watch it twice because I wanted you to see what he was doing. It's not a high profile play. It's just one where York is directing the defense, okay? Didn't make the tackle, didn't do it, but he's running the defense. He's providing leadership. Is that who you thought this was going to be? Who would you replace York with? Do you agree Sanford is, will be, or should be his replacement? Or would you opt for Lockhart, McHale, or somebody else that's coming off the transfer list? The fourth segment is all about who will fill that void for Elko in 2026. Here's part of the void that also has to be filled by York.
He'll hand it off to Jaden Sellers, and he's ankle tackled by York after a short gain. York has really come on defensively here in the second half.
Poor guy. He really took one for the team right there, but you can see why he led the team in tackles, okay? So, fourth segment, all about who will fill that void for Elko in 2026 in replacing Tarian York. Now, you've got Cassius and his drive stoppers, KC and his TDs, York with his leadership. Which one of these guys is going to be the hardest to replace? Let me know in the comments how you'd replace each guy. We're going to talk about this more in the next 3 videos, then how Reed is the key to the playoffs, developing new talent, managing the schedule, and then so much more, y'all. It's time to sub the channel right now. First 100 subs after the release of this video gets free refills in Kyle Field for the 2026 season. Just enter code CENTRAL. Okay, and I'll see y'all for the next video, which is going to be cloning Cassius.